Hey guys, this is Alex, bringing you a quick video tutorial on how to install ESXTop onto the VMware vSphere 5.5 web client. Additionally, for anybody who may have already upgraded to version 6.0 or is thinking about version 6.0 and would also like to incorporate ESXTop into that web client, you can follow these same instructions as they will also apply to 6.0. For anyone who may be unfamiliar with what ESXTop is, it's a simple utility that's usually run from the ESXi host directly via its DCUI, the Direct Connect user interface, or from an SSH connection with a third-party tool like PuTTY to display performance statistics on the ESXi host. There's actually a great blog by Duncan Epping, which I have a tab open here over at yellowbricks.com, where he goes over what ESXTop is and how to use it in order to pull some performance statistics of your environment. Just to give you a quick demonstration as well too, I have a PuTTY connection open right now to my ESXi host directly, and I will just type in ESXTop and hit enter, and we can see that it's pulling in some information here on my my ESXi host and the virtual machines that are currently running on it. We can see it's been up for 12 days, it has 9 VMs running on it, etc. And then just to show you as well, I also have a connection open to my vSphere web client directly to my ESXi host, and I'm under the monitor tab. And right now, these are all the default tabs that come with the vSphere web client, and we can see that there is nothing here related to ESXTop. So what we actually have to do is, what I did was I discovered this this plugin as a VMware Fling, which is a site over here called labs. VMware.com/flings, and these are things that have been developed by people in the VMware user community to help assist with certain functionality of VMware vSphere. So this actually is called the ESXTop NGC plugin, and this was actually designed for the VCSA, which is the vCenter Server appliance. But there's also a way that I'm going to show you to enable this same feature in the Windows version of vCenter Server. I actually found it by going through the comments here, and there was a gentleman who actually wrote up a blog himself explaining the exact process of what I'm going to show you here in this video on how to add ESXTop into the vSphere web client. Okay, so just to go back here, I want to show you that this is the default. So what we're going to do here is actually just log out. Okay, and once logged out, I have a connection directly over to my vCenter server. We can see that this was the file that I had downloaded from that VMware Fling, and I extracted it out, the contents of it out to its folder, and then just simply renamed it to my liking so that it matches the same kind of naming convention used in the plugins folder on the vCenter server. So what you have to do is navigate over to this following path here, which is under your C drive, program files, VMware, infrastructure, vSphere web client, plugin packages. And then what you're going to do is take this folder. I'm just going to cut and paste it right off of my desktop. Paste this folder into this plugins directory, which we can see here now is there. And then you have to go over to your services and restart the vSphere web client service. So what I'll do here, simply go ahead and stop. Okay, and then I'll just start it again. I could have also just selected the restart option up here, but I like to be thorough and make sure that the service is fully stopped and then restarted itself. Okay, so we can see now that it's running here. And in order to display this information and log back into the web client, we are going to have to give vCenter a few moments just so that it can reload and start whatever other dependent services are necessary in order to run the web client. So I'm just going to give this a few minutes and we'll be right back. Hey guys, welcome back. At this point, I've given my vSphere web client service about a good 10 minutes or so to get itself fully restarted and start loading everything so that we can log back into the vSphere web client. I've actually gone ahead already and logged back into the web client and have connected over to my ESXi host where I'm on the Getting Started tab at the moment. And what I'm going to do is click on the Monitor tab, and we should hopefully see, which we do, a new option here called Top, which is the ESXTop feature that we just installed, that plugin. So if I go ahead and click on Top, we can see that it's already started pulling in some data and stuff, and this is the same things that we had originally seen when we had the PuTTY connection open here, which I still have open, and this is pulling in the same data that is being pulled in over here within the web client. So just another quick way to view ESXTop information without having to open up a separate connection directly to your host. Now it's just integrated directly into my vSphere client. There is actually another fling that I stumbled up across, which is called Visual ESXTop, and you can find that as well by searching the different flings available. And this is basically just another utility that pulls in the same type of information, just in a new, fancier graphic user interface, this new GUI. So what I did was actually downloaded this as well, and went overhead and installed it on my vCenter server. And this is actually not anything that's installed, it's just a quick script that was run. So I just copied the script over to my desktop here, and what I'll do is go ahead and just run this. And that goes ahead and brings up this VMware vTop window. And what I'll do is go ahead and select connect to a live server. And in here I can put the information in of my server details, so I can put in the address of my ESXi host. And log in with the administrative credentials. Hit connect. And this looks like it's also connected me now directly to my host using this graphic user interface. And if we go ahead and we can start clicking on the different tabs here, we see CPU, memory, and we see that it's already as well pulling in some data here too. I'll just expand this out, make it a little easier to see what's going on. So I'm not as familiar yet with this GUI interface, but it seems to also be pulling in the same information. We can see here also 12 days, it was 9 VMs that were running. So I need to get myself a little more familiar with this utility here. But again, another great way to visually see your ESXTop information without having to connect directly to the DCUI or an SSH connection to your host. I've had a great time showing you these new features here. I hope that this information has been informative for you, and I thank you for viewing.